Hi everybody, very welcome to Mentor and yet another video podcast. So I have received some feedback saying that my videos are way too long. So today I'm going to give myself a challenge. I am going to try to answer your 5 most asked questions in 5 minutes. So stay with me. I hope you're going to like this one. All right. Number 1, how tall or short can I be and still become a pilot? Well, to answer this question is that there is no CAA requirements. So there's no official requirements for any height when it comes to actually getting your pilot licenses. However, there might be individual restrictions in your airline, in the country that you live. So in order to know this for sure, you're going to have to go into whatever airline that you are intending to apply to and check if they, on their recruitment webpage, have any height requirements. And I have seen everything from the shortest 158 centimeters up to about 2 meters in height. And the reason that you have these restrictions is because you are going to have to be able to sit in the pilot seat, reach the pedals, give full deflection on the pedals, and also see above the dashboard as you're operating the aircraft. On the other hand, you cannot be too long because you will be hitting your head in the overhead panel and you might not be able to physically fit properly into the cockpit. So those are the reason there are restrictions, and check them out yourself for your individual airline. Number 2, do you need to be rich to become a pilot? And the answer to that is no, you don't need to be rich to become a pilot, but it does certainly help. And the reason for that is because if you are intending to do what's called integrated training, you are going to have to pay anything between 50,000 euros up to 120,000 euros to get your licenses. All right. So that is a condensed training that you'll be able to do within 2 years to achieve all of the licenses needed to be a pilot. But you can also do modular training, which means that you'll be able to pay for your flight training as you're working with a different job. So as you have a little bit of money over, you can continue with your flight training and then get your licenses as you go along. This will take a little bit longer time, but it will also keep you out of debt. Okay. There are also a couple of countries, for example Sweden and France, that have government-sponsored programs, and there are airlines out there that actually does sponsor people in their cadet schemes from no training at all up to what's needed to join their airline. Of course, there's a lot of competition for those places, but they are out there, so please go out, research, and try to find them. Number 3, am I too old? This is a question I get very often, and the answer to that is it's likely no, you're not too old. Okay, you can become a pilot at almost any age. However, over 55, I would probably think that it's not a financially good decision to do. But if you are lower than that, if you're in your 30s or early 40s, you should be able to do it. However, there might be some restrictions of your family that might stop you from doing it. For example, you can expect that you might have to move in order to get your first job. And there's also going to be a couple of years where you don't earn that much money. So you are going to have to speak to your spouse or your family and let them know how this is going to affect you before you get into starting your training if you have a family. But when it comes to age, that's not generally a problem. Number 4, how do I build hours if I don't have hours enough to reach the airlines? Well, the answer to this is that, first of all, there are some countries, for example, the United States, where you have to have about 1,500 hours of total time in order to apply for an airline. Now, in order to get that, because once you've done your training and your licenses, you will only have around 200 to 250 hours. Most commonly, people become certified flight instructors, so they teach other pilots in flight schools, and by doing so, they build hours up to reach those 1,500 hours. Other ways is you can pull gliders, you can fly parachuters, you can fly fire surveillance or things like that. There are companies out there that pays you for doing this. And you can also fly friends, and so you can combine all of these to gain as much hours as possible. And it will take hard work. It might not earn you a lot of money, but it is definitely possible to do. And number 5, what school should I attend? Now, this is impossible for me to answer, guys, because it depends on your financial situation. It depends on where you live, how willing you are to move, things like that. But I can give you a couple of tips. What you should be doing is you should be researching the schools very thoroughly before you sign up with them. You should be doing a suitability test, as it's called DLR test in some parts of the world. And you should, before you sign up, make sure that the school is a good one. Talk to previous students, check what's written about them on the internet, go to open days, look at their aircraft fleet, and just generally feel if you have a good feeling for the school or not. If you do, then you can sign up for them, and it's probably right for you. Okay. that is my 5 minutes up, and I hope you've enjoyed this one, guys. Give me a thumbs up if you did. Ask questions if you have more questions after this. And as always, I hope you are having a fantastic day. I certainly do, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.